Hello everyone, today in this video, the third part of Lumen API, we are going to learn how to create the controllers, the routes, and actually seeing how it is going to work. The first thing in Visual Studio Code, just open a terminal and you'll find yourself in a folder to navigate to the folder of your application, which is going to be CD, moving to another folder, and API, which is the name of the folder. If you want to transport your API, don't send the whole folder, delete the vendor, or just don't send the vendor, because the vendor are the dependencies and they take a lot of time to transport. Install is very easy, so just write down there at the terminal, composer, install, and it will install all the dependencies that you are going to use. If you install extra dependencies, they are also going to be installed because the composer there is going to be reading everything. After that, I will advise you to install this program, the Insomnia. You can also use the Postman, but the Postman can ask you to create an account, and if you don't want to do that, Insomnia is as good as them. Let's just download the app and install it. It will be served, as you can see here, to test the routes, to test the endpoints. Now that it's downloaded, completely downloaded, we are going to open the file. While we are doing that, you can also open your XAMPP and activate it, or both the Apache and MySQL. There you go. You've already installed the Insomnia API. In here, I don't know why, but it already created a new request, which is going to be right-click and new request. In the new request, you can change the name, of course, but that isn't needed at all. And you also have here that we used to open localhost in the 8000, the port 8000, and /API/ and then we start forward, which is going to be how our REST API is going to work. After that, I want you to also install another thing, which is going to be this lumen-generator. You probably need to click in here, the branches. I will try to leave the link on the description, probably, maybe. And in the branches, go to the tags and the last one, because we are also using the last one. If we install it, this is the main documentation of Lumen 9. You see the installing Lumen, the composer create project, buffer dist, laravel, lumen blog. We are always going to install the latest version. If you want to choose other not so updated version in Lumen, you need to go to the Lumen GitHub and navigate through branches like we did. To install this generator, you are going to copy this thing to actually install, but first I want to register this because I want to go to the Bootstrap with you. In the Bootstrap, you open the app.php, and in the right top, start going down, you are going to uncomment this with facades and with eloquent, because those both are going to be needed in the future to the eloquent and database services. In here, in the register service providers, yes, I've already tried this, but I forgot to delete. Yes, you just enter and paste the line of code that you've copied from the GitHub. Now, you're going to copy this installation and run it in your, right here, terminal. This is going to install the dependency and actually install what you need. Let's not waste much time waiting for him. While it is installing, we have things to do, such as the models. We have already created the model and created the name. We clarified the name that we want to use in this table, but we also want to select fillable camps. Exactly, fillable, yes, fillable, which is simply going to be everything that you want to be fillable. As an example, everything you put protected when you get everything will not be shown, such as passwords that they have here, the hidden. But the fillable is what we want to always receive, which is going to be an array, always an array, and inside the array we are going to put the camps, and the camps can be found in the database migrations and the migration you have. You only have the name and the dark. Timestamps are automatic and the ID is increment, so you don't need to put it. So you put the name between single quotes and the dark. The name is string or varchar and the dark is boolean. After that, if you don't have your database, I'm going to use the Beaver databases. Lumen API is what we are going to use, and we don't have anything here. If you watch the last video, PHP, artisan, migrate, and everything on their place already. After that, with everything installed, we are going to start with the controllers, which can be found in the app, main folder app, HTTP controllers, and we have the example controller and the controller, main controller, you see. We could create this by ourselves, but we don't want to. We installed these make commands. So the first thing is PHP artisan, and I want you to generate a key, which is going to appear in the env, so your application is going to be safer. And now the key will be generated, yes. If you don't have anything being generated, just write app key equals in your env. After that, you're going to use another command from the Flipbox that we installed, artisan, not migrate, but make controller, and you're going to create the color controller or colors, it doesn't really matter. Oh no, I made a normal controller. We are going to delete it because we are creating an API. We are going to use the API resource. Let me just close this. You can put the up arrow so you get the last thing you wrote, and space, 2 hyphens, and API. With that, we are going to create the default for an API. As you can see, it's completely different. We have the 5 main functions of a CRUD system. The CRUD, the C from creating the read form, the R from read, the U for update, and the D for delete. The index and the show are the read, but the show only gets one ID, so only shows one, and the index shows all. Store, insert, update, destroy, delete. For this first one, the index one, you are going to firstly add your model, which is going to be the color. To get there, you're going to app, always with the first big and with a slash like to the left top, then models, not models but models, and color. This model that's the user and example after delete it, but going to delete it because it's not really needed to be deleted, okay? After that, you are going to create a variable and colors an example. You can put wherever you want, values or your table. Is going to be equals to the color, which is going to be the model, and the model can use the eloquent, the other thing that you removed from the comments. So you're going to put two dots and all, which is going to be the function of calling everything in here. After that, you need to return it somehow. So by return it, you can put, let me just check. Okay, I just copied from another place that I had. You're going to return a response of the format JSON because JSON is way faster and easier to everything. You're going to open it again, the parentheses, semicolon to end, and you're going to put the colors in here. You can do in a different way. As an example, copy this, delete, and so we don't need to use the variable and we save a variable. You can do multiple things in the index, such as something that I'm going to teach you later on in another video, the query parameters, which is going to be in the index. And after this, we just created, we are going to the roots and web. The web has this by default. We don't want this, only this of course, but we can leave this because it's just for the function. We are going to create a router group, which is going to be router. Then you are going to send a group, which will have parentheses, and inside here we are going to create an array called prefix because it's the thing that is going to be stated before. Instead of going localhost 2.8000 colors, you are going to have an API in the middle, and we are going to put this equals and thing, the bigger sign. Then you are going to put API because it's the going that's going to be. Now there are a lot of strange things. Let me just, there we go. I just copied because I'm too lazy to do that. And now after this, we are going to put a comma, the function use router, and then we are going to open, close these curly brackets, then close the parentheses and close this, with a semicolon. And inside here we are going to create the roots. The first router is going to be a get. The get is going to be the index, the first one. There are two gets, the single get and the index get, which is going to get everything. To do that, okay, I will just copy it from a place that I had. That's an example I was using. Instead of others as I have here, it's going to be colors. You can put whenever you want, like just color, but color seems better, okay? Then the uses, it's always the uses, which is going to be what are we going to use if we get this root. We are going to be using the color, not colors, controller. We are going to go to that controller and check for a function called, or a method called index. And that is what we are going to return. In Sonia, in here, put colors. We already have the get. We send it, couldn't connect to server. Of course not, because we didn't start a server yet. We are going to go to the main page of the Lumen and copy this and paste in your terminal. With this, we are going to serve your application, as I showed in the other video, I think. Well, right now, yes, it's already running. We are going to send the colors, of course, the same route. We can connect to server again. We are going to enter it. Okay, now it's running, because I don't know why, because they put these little things. Now it actually starts. You can see development server. Now it is going to work. Yes, exactly. You have anything in here? You could see that we got a 200 answer. So if you come to the color controller, you could also, instead of only putting this, you could put here in a comma and 200. With this you can specify that everything worked perfectly. Now to the post. The post is going to be the store, the send, the insert. In here you cannot cut the variable. You actually need the variable. Colors, as example, you put equals to the color, not like this, but this color, which is going to be the model. You are going to use the eloquent, and I pasted the create and request all, which is going to be, we are going to create a new example, a new row of the colors table, requesting everything, requesting all the camps that you are able to get. After that, you are going to copy what you just wrote here, this return, but instead of putting just there, you are going to do different things, of course. You are going to send the colors, and you can also put 201. In here, and in the update as an example, you can use instead of 200, but 201. Because 201 is just the perfect and successfully created. But there's something that I'll advise you to do. You could, instead of just putting the thing that you created, you could add an array, and after, in this array, you could put, of course, what you created and a comma, and using a message. Okay, and the message is going to put how I'm writing. The message is the name of the camp. Imagine that you have a front end and you want to receive from JSON some message, some kind of message. So you can send here successfully created. If it is not good, well written, I'm sorry guys, I did my best. And now we are going to try to create. To create, you are going to go to, no, wait, we are skipping something, right? We don't have the router yet, the endpoint. So you are going to press Shift Alt and the down arrow of your keyboard, and you are going to just copy and it's just like a copy and paste but faster. And in here we are the only thing that we need to change is instead of get, you are going to put post, which is simply the thing that we are going to use in Insomnia. And instead of calling for index, no, we are going to call for store. You can change the name of the functions, of course, because this is just the default for an API. You can change it always. Now let's go to post, and in here we are going to change the body to JSON. Instead of having no body, we are going to put a JSON, and we are going to open curly brackets. In here we are going to put double quotes name, which is going to be the first camp, 2 dots, and we are going to say that it is red, comma, then enter and put the dark. And in the dark we only put 1 or 0 or true or false. I'm going to put true. Send. Let's see. Yes, successfully created. So now if we go to our database and we refresh it, as we have already the colors table, go to the data and we have the red already. And as we did it with Eloquent, it is going to work properly and instantly create the created at and the updated at. Now we are going to also check it in here if we are getting something. The get doesn't matter if you have the JSON left here, it really is okay. So send it and we already get this. Now show, let's go to the show. We can create what we've put here, which is almost going to work, but we are going to put always the color, and this has not a value because we are going to get the value now. And here to the colors we are going to say not the colors but the color is going to be this, not the author but color, because this is going to be Eloquent, and you are going to find the Eloquent by ID, which is going to be transported to the color, so you can just put it here like we did before, and it's working as well. So in here, if we put the right ID, we are going to get the ID that we asked for. Let me just post another thing called yellow, and this now is going to be false. It's going to be light yellow. We're going to send it. We are going to introduce 2 camps. Now we have 2 different ones. If we go to the colors and get it, we now have 2. But if we put, because we are going to create the root yet. The root, Shift Alt down arrow. In here we are going to get again. Instead of store, we are going to have the show. And instead of only colors, we are going to put slash, curly brackets, and put the ID, which is going to be receiving in here. Now, if we put /1, we are only going to get the red. If we put 2, we are only going to be the second, the yellow. You get it? Nice. Now the update. The update, it's like the both of them, you see? Firstly, we are going to create to search for the ID. So, to ID, let's just copy this and say that the color that you want to change is going to be equals to this. Okay? color is going to be this ID, and after that you are going to copy this one, the post, but the store, but instead of just copying it and it's okay, you are going to change it. Instead of creating, it is going to be the update. Yes, it does not work because it's redundant. We need to say that color is going to be that. Cannot be just like that. We are going to use this like this because it's not a static but a dynamic, or the opposite. It doesn't matter. Instead of using only by the model, calling by the model, you are going to say that the ID that you just called is going to be updated and request all the camps. And lastly, just let's copy this thing in here, which will have this. Okay, here we go. We are going to successfully updated, and it will have the, let's just put 200. It's safer. Okay, I think that 201 is just only to the start, to the insert. After that, which we have the request. It's already working, I think. The second one is yellow. Let's change it to blue. No, wait. We have to create another route, which is going to be put, and we are going to change the show to the update. I think it is. Yes, update. I'm going to put in here, change the yellow to blue, and let's go. Blue. Successfully updated, and if we search for everything, we no longer have yellow but blue. It's working. Now let's do the destroy, which is going to be also like this, the colors, and let's find it. After find it, you are going to colors and delete. After that, you are going to return a response saying that it worked successfully deleted, and you are not going to show what we deleted because it doesn't matter. We just show. And another thing, you don't need to do all this. You can, as I checked, you can simply put the delete in the front, like ta-ta-ta-ta. So let's try to delete the second one. Delete, not yet. We are going to do root, because I'm always forgetting that. You are going to get the ID still. Here, put delete, and in here, destroy, because it's the name of the function. Okay? Send. Successfully deleted. Showing all. Don't have it too. Now, we are going to the checks, to the verifications. As an example, index doesn't need. If it doesn't show, it doesn't show. Whatever. But the store, if it doesn't work, we need to get a proper message. So we're going to use a try catch, because I love them. I love just try catch. So you just put try, open curly brackets, copy and paste it to the here, cut and paste. Then you put catch, open parentheses. In here, you just don't exception E, you put the / exception E. And then you put here the rest. We are only going to return something, which is going to be 400. We could not create due to an error. And we are not going to show the colors because it didn't work after all. Okay. And in here, if we put the post and we put another camp like this, which is lead to a syntax error, we are going to post could not create due to an error. Okay. After that, to the show. Imagine that we don't find it. So, instead of just going to do that, we are going to return to the last one, colors, and we are going to find the colors. Colors is going to be equal to that. If colors is different from null, okay, we are going to return successfully. However, if it does not work, if there is no colors, we are going to return a message, which is going to be not found. Color not found. Now we are going to change it for 404, everyone knows it, and we are going to put this inside an array, because it only works inside an array. Here, color not found. So if you go to the get and search for the 5, which we don't have, send, could not found, color not found. But if you put 1, we found the color red. Now to the update. The update has to have two different things. First thing is going to be ID, and the ID is going to be like that. If, okay, yes, it's just like the other one in here. You can put this. If it works, if there is a color, we are going to put this inside. If there's not a color, we just say that we didn't find the color. And in here, we are going to put every this. We remove this. Yes, and we are going to say that, okay, we only can do it without curly brackets if we don't have more than one line of code. In here we are going to always update it if there's a color, and we are going to return that it was successfully updated. Although it was not, because it can have an error in the syntax of inserting the different camps. So you are going to put what? Exactly, you're going to put the try catch. The try catch is going to deal with the syntax problems. And in here you are going to use this try catch in here, the one that we did before. Could not due to an error, of course, and I think that's already working. Let's check it. The update, the put, let me check. 6, we don't have a 6, color not found, of course. But if we have a 1, but we have unknown syntax, it will say, oh yes, it was updated because we have all the camps. But if we add a camp that we cannot have, like something like, well, whatever. I cannot make errors in my own code because I'm very good. But don't forget, guys, always do the try catch anyways. And the destroy, it's the same as the if. You only check if there is a 1, okay? And instead of doing, okay, color find, and instead of deleting, right in the moment that you find, you are going to remove this delete in here, and you are going to put colors delete. And the else we can put here and put in here. Okay, now it's all good. Yes, this is not here, this is here. Okay, now we go. Now it's working properly. Color not found or color successfully deleted. Let's just delete, try to delete the first one. Yes, delete the first one. Yes, but we delete again and we did not find it, of course. With this, we have the 5 different things that we can do, the 5 different main operations in a CRUD, in a REST API. But let me explain you something. We have put. If you don't know how to, what's the difference between put and patch? They are both updating, but put needs every camp to be given, while patch do not. If you want to have a patch, you can simply copy this, change the patch in here, create the update patch, or whatever name you want, and then you are going to the show, you go down, enter, change the name, and it is already working as a patch. Let me show you. Some colors, of course. Now we have a lot of colors. With these colors, you want to change the first one as an example, which is going to be the 3, the blue. And the dark, it's not dark, it's light as an example, okay? So the 3 we are going to put. The put is going to be changed to, we are going to still blue, but you are going to put that it's dark now. We update, it changed. Although, if we remove the dark, and we only put instead of blue, we change the blue to gray, the ID 3 is going to be changed as well, okay? So, the put that we made is also working to the patch. So you don't really need to be, you see? Both the put and the patch work if only one is changed, and if only one is received. Because with the patch we did, I think I could show you everything I want to do. We learned the controllers, we improved our models, we add some extra security in app key. I told you guys how to install the flipbox, the comment thing. Hope you guys enjoyed and see you soon.